I appeared to be out in the countryside somewhere. No signs of civilization anywhere. All green hills and dales in front of me. On a distant hill on the horizon, I could see what looked like a slice of Stonehenge. 2 vertical rectangular slabs, with a third one across the top as a lintel. It was quite alone. Then, as I watched, the 2 vertical parts seemed to move inwards at the top, and the whole thing collapsed. Concerned, I and 1 or 2 others who seemed to be with me off to the left, who I couldn't actually see, made our way on foot up hill and down dale until we got to the thing, on top of a rather small hillock with little room for us to stand on. It was not as big or robust as the Stonehenge slabs, which I have visited enough times in the past, including in the days before it was fenced off from visitors and you could actually walk round it and touch it. And somehow we were able, I didn't see how, to reassemble it and return to our original location. Then it collapsed again, and we hastily went back to it. This time, however, I seemed to arrive there on my own, but was confronted by 2 cavemen staring at me. That's the end of the dream as such, but my thoughts on it, as I was puzzled by all this, I ran it past Kevin, and he came up with the thought they obviously signified the past, and was probably saying to me that I was still too attached to it, and needed still to break free. However, it had been evidently like the last remaining parts of the Stonehenge circles of stones. I had clearly nearly succeeded, and now one had a comparatively small way to go to complete the job. That's the end of that dream.
Okay, that's interesting, Peter. You're having fun there as always. Thank you for sharing. These pieces that you saw, they were kind of like, were they rough rock or were they smooth, or what's the idea? They were kind of like Stonehenge things sticking up. Is that what they were?
They were actually appeared to be very smooth, almost sort of perfect sort of rectangles, unlike the original, the real thing, which is all rough and weather worn, obviously, and a bit misshapen.
Right. Well, you know, the movie 2001, The Monolith, and you have the caveman there. Now, recently, I just happened to see it. I don't know if Kevin showed it or something. I saw it on Facebook. It was probably a week or 2 ago. Some people had actually seen monoliths appearing in the physical. And I don't know if that's true or not, but I just happened to see it on Facebook, and they had taken pictures of them, etc. That these things like that, just like in 2001, this monolith appearing. And it's kind of interesting, all of a sudden there are cavemen there. So when you see the beginning of 2001 and the monolith, okay, so I mean, this is your experience and your view. I'm going off of what you're saying. First thing that impressed me was it was like the monolith, and most people do not know what the monolith represents in 2001. It actually represents the unknown. That's what it is. And at the very end of the movie, Dave is there in his bed right before he passes on. And he's laying in his bed staring at the monolith. All of a sudden it appears in his room. There he is. And then all of a sudden it's the star child, the baby coming to earth again, reincarnation. So would it be so that it could be for you along those lines?
I hadn't thought of that really, to be honest. I remember seeing 2001, obviously, years ago, and being quite fascinated by it.
Idea to see it again as a refresher, because it's very, very good. The whole theme of the story is the monolith from beginning to end, and then during the movie, there's a story taking place, which is whatever. Okay, whatever's created, whatever's decided, funny stuff that we do while we're in creation. And again, why are you here? So what's important too is that not only is there supposedly a meaning to your experience, but then again, there doesn't have to be, does there? You are the decider. So we're more than symbolism now. We use that as something to go by for a while. But realistically, everything is about the is and recognizing the is. So you decide how you're going to decide this experience is. Do you understand? So I gave you a hint.
I will have to watch that film again and see if I think the only time I really saw it properly was when it first came out, which was donkeys years ago, wasn't it? And it was wasted on me at that time. I think I didn't really grasp what the ending meant, but I think it might repay another visit, as you say.
Well, here's the idea. See, again, when I talk to people, I ask them when they watch movies, how do you see it? Do you watch it as entertainment? You can put it in documentary mode as an example. See it as a documentary and that there's something there. That's how I watch the movies. I always look for what's there that's obvious and relates to something more real. Lots of times people just go to the movies and giggle and they're duh, and they just stay airheads. Well, that's the whole idea of the entertainment industry, is to keep people dumbed down and airheads, okay? It's not to create heroes and all this other stuff. It's to keep people marketed, dumbed down, and in human farming. That's the whole idea of the entertainment industry, nothing else, and making money and dominating others. But you can put it in documentary mode and see what it is, because, see, the elites, and they control the movie industry, etc. They are always giving out hints in that because they like to brag about how smart they are and what they can do. So they're always giving information out. So, but see, now you have the advantage because all life is about awareness. It's not about a considered, confined, closed consciousness. And even Paul talked about consciousness, etc. Well, that was only the first step, and people think that consciousness is the reality. Well, consciousness is only in creation, and then there's your real awareness. So you can decide at any time how to relate it to your real awareness to show your personal self how to better adjust to recognizing your real awareness and the all is.
Thank you for listening to this video, and if you want to hear more, subscribe to my channel to find further recordings and to keep you updated with all the latest new presentation videos. Dwayne, the great writer, is making himself available for those who want to know more and see more and be more than just having another ordinary, unaware life on this purposely poisoned planet. Create your new session with Dwayne, the great writer, and discuss any topic you like. Here are some examples to discuss: personal, financial, relationships, dreams, government, 5G, GMO, chemtrails, vaccines, HARP, military, secret service, spying, subliminal taplining, conspiracy, angels, gods, fairies, ghosts, aliens, reptilians, religious, spiritual, governments, monarchy, and anything that pertains to what you are experiencing in this creation bubble, and also the real universes of real freedom. Learn to get your own answers. New sessions start at 30 minutes at $1, $1 into PayPal a minute, and can be as much time as needed. And yes, the way Dwayne writes his new words refers to something more than what is known here, and this is where you decide to recognize what is real now with all life, or continue on as you have, with just another personal life in an aging body form. Contact Kevin Smith UK and Dean Val USA on Facebook and YouTube. Additionally, an official new presentation club is now available. The New Awareness Club. Membership to which is $1 per month through PayPal. Click on the New Awareness website link below the description of this video, and from there navigate to the forum site and register there, which serves as a home base for the club.